Publishing a book on Amazon can be difficult, and you need to do a lot of research to make sure that your book can be found by potential buyers or readers. Without the right information, publishing a book on Amazon can be frustrating and difficult. You may not know where to start or what steps to take next. That's where I come in. I'm here to teach you how to publish your book on Amazon so you can reach more customers and share your book with the world. And also too, I have some free interiors down below in the description. Okay, you can download them, make them your own. That's what I recommend. One of the goals is to stand out from your competition. Okay, so you want to be the best. So edit them, make them your own. They're easy to edit. You can edit them in PowerPoint, Infinity Publisher, and InDesign. Also, check out PixelPod Studio. When you sign up, you get access to over 200 interiors. Okay, they're all editable, and you get keyword research done for you already. In all these niches, every single month, you receive 10 different niches every single month, and they're all researched. Give this video a thumbs up, and let's get into the content. All right, guys, so this is the back end of Kindle Direct Publishing. The goal here is to focus on a paperback book. So we're not focusing on the Kindle version, we're focusing more on the paperback version. So I did research. All right, the book title that we're going to name it is Internet Address and Password Logbook, and you can see in the subtitles we have some solid keywords in here too as well. I want to stay away from any of the repeating words, okay, because we don't want it to look spammy. So there's a few little edits that I'm gonna have to do right here. I forgot to go in and clean this up right here, but having solid keywords in here, okay, with the algorithm and how it works, really no one really knows how the algorithm works, but you'll get more reach and more traction with good solid keywords throughout your whole listing. Okay, so that's the most important thing here. The book title, you can see how I named it, and then subtitle, you can see how I did the keywords. One of the things that you want to stay away from is like repeating keywords throughout, you know, in the subtitle, if you repeat the keywords over, you know, 2 or 3 times in there. KDP doesn't like that. I actually had a phone call with them and they talked to me about that. I was like, I create a lot of content on YouTube and I help people, you know, publish books online and help them grow their business and help them make their first sales and stuff like that. And they're like, okay, so well, one of the things that we pay attention to is, you know, they'll reject it. Okay, if you see like a repeating keyword, you can give them a call like, hey, what's going on? Or you send them an email, what's going on? And they'll tell you, okay, this is what the reason, stop doing this. And because we look out for that type of stuff. We don't want it to be all crazy and spammy in there. So something like that you want to pay attention to. Obviously I did that. I may even delete that keyword because I have it up there too as well. But yeah, right now it looks pretty good. Okay. One of the things that I like to use personally when it comes to looking for keywords is, you know, the Amazon search bar. This is how I found this book title right here. If you come over here, you can see when I put internet address book over here on Amazon.com, it pops up internet address book and password logbook. Okay, personal internet address and logbook. And you're gonna get a ton of ideas from this. It's gonna give you, it's like, you know, different ideas with tabs. Obviously we can't do that yet on there, but you can, you know, obviously find a book with tabs or find a supplier, and then you can, you know, maybe start your own private label on here, right? But with Kindle Direct Publishing, they don't offer that to us just yet, but we did get access to hardcovers, right? But the thing is, this is going to tell you a story. Okay, this is going to give you some insight, some ideas, and it's your job to come up with, you know, maybe, okay, cool, maybe I can create a book out of this, or maybe I can create this, or maybe I can do this. Right? So that's the whole insight of that right there, and just coming up with different ideas. One of the tools I like to use is BookBolt. Okay, so I just took that long tail keyword that we have in the title, just took this long tail keyword right here, and then I went ahead and put it in over here. Okay, and then I did a search, and then it popped up for internet address and password. Okay, that's a keyword. Results 100. Average BSR is 117,000. So that's big, because that means it's one of the things I look at too as well, as like average BSR. That means there's sales, there's volume, there's traffic in here, right? And there's money to be made, and there's customers that want to purchase this book. But then when you come down, you're looking at BSRs, that you're seeing different BSRs, and you're looking at different covers and the way people are doing their books. And then it gives you some ideas over here, some more keywords, and then it gives you related keywords, right, which is very powerful. Our related keyword is right here, internet address and password logbook. And then you can see some of these people are putting some cuss words on the front of the cover. Come down a little bit more, password. You can see by looking at the cover, like who they're trying to target, right? Maybe a man would use a purple password book, but for the most part, women would be purchasing this book right here. And you can see their BSR and their sales, right? And it seems like funny sayings on the covers for this niche does really well, and also the flowers and all that pretty stuff, right? And there's some all black password book. You can see this one doing good too as well. Something you want to think about, like if you have an all white book, when people buy that, you know, it may get dirty, right? Because they're putting it in the bag, or wherever they're doing, throwing it around on the desk or whatever it is. So you want to think about, you know, some of the lighter colors. You want to just be careful because it may get dirty, you know, something to think about. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but yeah, so that's what I would do. See how I came in there and kind of just come up with ideas, research, start taking notes, look at all these keywords, like boom, 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 put them together. And the best part about this is just going over to Amazon and seeing what, you know, what's populating when you hit this, you know, when you type in something into the search bar, it'll tell you. Let's go down a little bit. Okay, author, PixelPod Studio. Okay, I created this interior, right? This is going to be a PixelPod Studio interior. So if you're unaware, PixelPod Studio, down below there should be some free interiors for you to download down there. Okay, and also too, PixelPod Studio service. Description, you want to talk about what's going on inside this book, what's beneficial about this, right? And what can they do with this book. Okay, so you want to think about that type of stuff and give the best description as possible for this interior. Okay, so if a customer comes over here, okay, for example, they click on the listing. Okay, this is the bestseller in the book, but they click on a listing, right? And they don't have the look inside feature. Say like on mobile, they don't have the look inside feature. Okay, but you have to go on your computer to get this feature unless they updated it. They can't see this part right here. Okay, so but what the goal is to kind of reassure them what they're gonna get. Okay, inside the interior, inside the book. What's the book for? What is it used for? And how can they benefit from it? Okay, so you want to think about that when you're doing that. All right, so next, I own the copy and hold the necessary publishing rights for this book, right? And just follow along right here with this too. If you just follow along, you use this your own way, how I'm showing you right now, you can publish your first book on Amazon too as well. Okay, keywords, you can see what the keywords I used in here and the way I did it. Okay, back here, you can repeat as much as possible, as much as you want. Okay, these are the back end keywords, so it's not shown out on the front, but this is exactly how I would do it. Okay, you may do it differently, but this is how I would do it. And our goal with this obviously is to make the first sale with this book. Okay, and then categories, and then add into the keywords real fast. Going back over here, you can literally just either, you know, use the search bar or use the book bolt, exact same way that I did up there with the title and subtitle. And then the categories, I use book bolt. This is a really cool thing inside of book bolt. You can come over here to I typed in the, you know, the keyword, and then came over here to the left hand side right here at the main login KDP categories, and then I typed in, you know, the title of the book, and then it popped up the categories. Because literally you can sit there for 20 minutes trying to figure this out. You're like, dude, what the heck is going on? Because it's just that part's time consuming. You end up spending and wasting so much time doing that. So don't do that. You can use this part of it of book bolt, or if you want to, you don't have to. Okay, but this is one of the cool features with book bolt. That's why, you know, I love this tool, using this tool as far as doing research. So we ended up putting it in here. We choose 2 categories. You can choose 1 to 2 categories, and I think if you send them an email, you could probably add a few more categories, but you know, just try to make sure that you pick the right categories that relate to your book. Adult content, no. So save and continue. All right, next is the paper book content. I always get a free KDP ISBN. I just do it because it just makes so much sense to do it. Publication date, it's up to you if you want to fill this out. It's a simple click, put the date, whatever, when you're going to publish it. Print options, black and white interior with white paper. And of course, this is up to you and what you plan on doing with your book and all that stuff. If you have color in it and you want to put, you know, color interior, you can do that. Trim size, it's a 6x9. One of the things that I recommend too is when you come into this niche, always research the size of the interior. Okay, you can either do this on Amazon or you can do book bolt. See what's going on in here, see what people are asking, look at the reviews. Some people will say, you'll see people in the reviews say, this book is not the correct size and I need it a little bit bigger. The lines are too small. Pay attention to that stuff, okay? That's very important because that's how you create, even with your own reviews. People are judging your book and saying that there's something wrong with it. The next book that you create or whatever it is, make a better book. Outdo yourself. Then you have 2 top selling books, right? In a niche, making double the money, okay? Bleed settings, if you wanna go more into that, just highlight that right there. But for this video only, we're putting on bleed, PDF only. And then paperback cover finish, depending on what you're doing. This is something that you have to research too as well. So most of my coloring books that I create, I put them in glossy, okay? But like anything with log books, I put the matte finish. Okay, now manuscript, this can be very difficult. So you have to understand this. You can obviously click this and learn more about it when you're publishing your book. The interiors that I'm giving you, those are the correct sizing, okay? And down below in the description, you get the free, if you download those for free, you can see, if you're gonna go create your own interior, just match them up and get the correct sizing from there. But for the most part, if you go over there on the website, they'll give you all the information about, you know, the manuscript and all that stuff. And a lot of people get hung up here and they just give up. Don't do that. Figure it out, learn it, and then boom. The book cover, you're gonna see the book cover that we created for this right here, which is a really awesome book cover. Same thing with here. Okay, you can learn about the book cover. Okay, you can download a template too as well, so you can get the correct sizing for that. Right, it's very important that you get this down too, because then your book will get rejected and you're like, dude, what the heck's going on? So if you make one little mistake, it can get rejected, and you do not want that, because it just, hey, and it gets very frustrating. I've been this where when I first published my first book, it took me like 3 months to figure it out. I was like, all right, I'm about to give up, forget this. I'm like, KDP is not for me, I'm done. And then I was like, nah, I can't do that. It'll be cool to publish a coloring book, right? Let me publish my first coloring book, it'd be really awesome. All right, so when you have all that uploaded and done all that, you want to launch the previewer. And this may take a little bit of time too as well. So we're just going to sit here and just relax. Oh, dang, it went by fast. Sometimes that takes a little bit of time. So you can see the name of the title of the book. Okay, internet address and password logbook. Okay, so I always recommend that when it comes to this type of stuff, you want to research it, because this is going to be the title of the book. One of the reasons, and we're going to this right here, there's a few different, when I was creating the cover, I was trying to figure out, okay, what color should we go with? Should we go with this one? Should we go with this one? Should we go with this one? At first it was white. The cover was white, and I was like, no, it's gonna get dirty. Like, it's too white. Now we kind of see the gray part right there in the background. That's what I'm talking about. I was like, I don't know. I don't think this is gonna work out so well. And the idea that we came up with, I liked it. I was like, dude, this is really cool. I was like, I like it. It goes really well together. I was like, about that background, I don't know. Gotta do something. So ended up going with like a darker gray to kind of match the login button right here. So username, password, you can see what we did. See what we did right here with this cover, which is really awesome. And then on the back end, remember I told you on the mobile, you don't have the look inside feature. So if you put like examples of the interior on the back, that's one way, you know, obviously you can hopefully convert a sale by doing that, because they can see it like, oh, look at that, that's everything that I need. So if they zoom in, they can probably see that. So that's something that you want to pay attention to when you're creating this. The goal is, like, if you're publishing your first book, and which I'm doing for you guys, right? This book is going to be live, so you're going to see it down below in the description. This book, if you're going to use this book, go ahead and purchase it. Help me out. If this even makes sense to you and this is something that you would use, go ahead and purchase it, okay? But if you don't, just watch the video and, you know, watch to the end, because that helps me out, and give this video a thumbs up. You just have to understand, try to get better at it, right? You're looking at all this stuff, figuring out, okay, cool, this is something that I want to do. You know, I want to make $100 a month. I want to make $500 a month. I want to make $1,000. I want to make $2,000. I want to make $3,000. I want to turn this into my full-time income, or whatever it is. I want to make my first sale, and I'm happy. I'm cool. I published my book. I'm a published author on Amazon and made it sell. Like, that's all you want to do. That's cool. That's by all means. But understanding, being creative, being clever, is going to help you stand out from your competition. Creating an interior that's different from everyone else, that's going to help you stand out from your competition. So it takes a little bit of work, you know, and it's not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to upload this, change the cover 100 times, 300 times, and boom, done. You want to create something that's freaking awesome. And if you do that, you're creating less competition for yourself already. And a lot of people steer away from KDP, from my personal opinion, from me seeing and creating content and watching people and stuff like that, because it takes more work. And if it messes up, they don't want to figure out why it messed up. So they just give up and they're just done. Or they just publish one book, $5, $6, and they're just like, I'm not making any sales. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I should be making all kinds of sales. Well, but what if you think you have a good book, but it may suck. Like, it's not what people are looking for at this time and point. Or maybe you created a good book and it's just not what people are looking for right now, but later on it's going to make sales. So it's all about patience, understanding what's going on, and all that fun stuff. Okay. It's very, very powerful platform, especially when you start to get top sellers in niches, which I do have top sellers in niches, and they do really well. Okay. They're ranking number one. I have a few of them, and it's really cool to see them just boom, 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 start stacking reviews and making consistent sales every single day. So everything's good. You can see that it's going to show you an example of the interior, what's going on. Okay, 105 pages. And then remember too, every single cover is going to be a little bit different based off the number of pages on the inside. Okay, so very important that you know that. So we're going to go ahead and hit approve, and it's going to take us to the next step. So territories, I'm going to put all territories, primarymarketplace.com. Me personally, I'm gonna do the .com, and then price, we'll just do the $9.95. It's gonna leave us at a $2 royalty, and you can see that it just put it throughout the other marketplaces for us. And the cool thing about this, look at, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different marketplaces, and total of 10. I believe it is one total of 10 marketplaces. So it's doing that for you, which is crazy, right? It all depends on you too, or you know, maybe you created this book in a different language. Something to think about, right? There's so many different ways that you can approach this. Maybe you create this book in Spanish. Come on, like there's so many different ways that you can do this. Think about it. Expanded distribution, I would definitely do that. Some days you'll get, me personally, some days I'll get over, you know, over 100 sales in a day because I hit this expanded distribution, and you'll be selling like, you know, it just sells like in different places like live. It'll give you all the information here. It says right here, large book distributors can be titled, make your title available on other online retailers, libraries, universities, and booksellers beyond Amazon, which is really cool. So you'll get a spike every single month. Once you start getting consistent with this, you'll get a spike, and you know, there's some days 300, 400, 500 bucks a day, which is crazy. It's amazing. So then after all that's done, everything's looking good, we're gonna go ahead and hit publish your paperback book. Boom. All right, so that's gonna publish. Now it may take 5 to 7 days, 3 days, 4 days, I don't know, but it may take a little bit, but it's gonna be, okay, we're gonna go ahead and close this. And if we scroll down right here, you can see it's in review. You'll see it, it'll go into publishing. If you catch it before, then it'll say, I think it'll say publishing, and then it will say live. Okay, so there it is, boom, boom. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. And if you wanna learn how I research this niche, check out this video right here.